nothing back from it. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna execute this because um, according to Brother James, he's like set up a plan and you guys make sure each of you do a portion of it or whatever and share the code through GitHub. I mean, GitHub, he doesn't specifically say that, but that to me was the whole purpose of how to work collaboratively on a project through the resource of GitHub.
Right.
I'm familiar with it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
So if we create a code, let's say you type in a code and you put in our GitHub team one, and everybody kind of download it or paste the URL as a clone to your computer. Then you can actually pull in, work on it, and then push it up back to GitHub.
Yeah, I just can't remember how to do the pushes and pulls. I've used it before, but it's been a while too.
Yeah. Let's see if I can share my screen. I want to just show you quickly. Let's see. Oh, right here. For example, so just right click, and then you go to, this is already connected to my GitHub, and then I can commit first. And then you can type in what commitment you want to do, and then you commit it. And
So
then
how do you connect it? Because
the first time,
you made like a team GitHub, right? How do we connect to that one?
so when we connect, we got a little. See if I can. So this is the one we have. It's 261 team 1. So everybody has to copy.
See, this is what I'm sure there's like a YouTube or something I could watch.
Yeah.
Is it that
Right here,
clone? Yeah.
Yes, right here it says clone. And then as soon as you clone, you just copy this address and copy that, and then go back to whatever you're using. I usually use NetBeans for this. Then you go to team, and then you set it up like a brand new repository right there. So you might have to watch a video. You just set it up as an account, and that's it. It will be connected to your computer.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
And then after that, you just pull it, work on it, and then push it back up. That's it.
Okay.
So the only thing that stands out to me is if we are, I guess, stepping on each other's toes, if we are both, say two of us are working on the same function of the app, and then one of us does it, and then the other one does it, would it push out, I guess, that one of our applications work? Does that make sense?
So I've run into this in my class before where like it'll tell you something that it doesn't match, and then it was like a pain in the butt to get around that. Chino maybe knows better.
Yeah, so anytime you pull down from the GitHub, you have to merge. So you merge your local work with the GitHub work together. And so this one I did it last year with Java. So this is like all the files that we had,
Mhm.
and so if I want to pull this file down, I have to merge it with my local first, and then when you merge it, it kind of like highlights which one was updated and which one was not. And then you start working on it, and then when you push it back up, you put some notes like I showed you, and then you can actually change the name of the file as well if you want to.
Okay.
So like this one right here, it says merged, merged, merged. So all these were merged to the original master. See that?
Mhm.
And then like this one right here, I cleaned it up and I called it a different name called Error Cleanup Tuesday. So you can actually, like for you, Adam, if you start a code and we all pulled it down, we can work on it, and then we can push it back up, and then you can review it, and then and all you have to just commit to the master from the GitHub.
That seems easy enough. Because I don't know if you both saw, but I played around with it a little bit and got just like a couple things. I mean, it can clearly, we can change it however we want. But I just was like, I need a starting point. So I played around with it. So when I get home, I'll push what I have up, and then you guys can do whatever you want with it.
Well, I'm going to just send this link on the chat right now
Yeah,
if you need it.
Sure. But the issue that I was running into, and maybe one of you knows this better, was that, like, I built everything on one page, so how do you get to the next page? Like, that's what...
So this is where I think Ajax is going to come in, and this is where I sort of wonder if we need a database.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you that if we're thinking about building a database, and are we going to go PHP or we're just going to use
The Git or XML.
Yeah, XML or GS.
Definitely. JSON, for sure.
Yeah, JSON. Yeah.
So, because the idea is after you answer a question, whether it's correct or not, then that's almost like I want Ajax to say, okay, yes, you got it correct. Now take, I guess, that object, convert it to JSON, send it to the database, and then somehow send us back the next question, and then parse it, and then it uploads on the... Does that make sense? That's my thinking of how we can do that, Lindsay, as far as jumping to the next question.
See, maybe I just don't have a good enough grasp on Ajax and JSON, because I can't wrap I'm sure you're right, I just can't wrap my mind around how that works.
Because, I mean, the thing is, we would need to take, well, okay. Ajax is basically, it just establishes a connection with a database, and it uses JSON or XML. So I guess the question is, we should be able to send images. Yeah, we should. Because we can sit there and say, get this file or this picture and upload it to this page. And then take this HTML and this HTML and upload it to this page and basically replace it. It's for some reason it's clear in my head. I don't know. I just can't do it.
Can one of you just give me a lowdown, like exactly you're doing? Like, is that just a Spanish English app?
Yeah. So I'll share my screen, and okay. Share this, and then we'll go to her example, Lindsay's example here. So here's the thing. So she has this banana, and so you can sit there and choose which one you think it is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But the dilemma is once you click on it, once you click next, does it do a complete refresh of the entire page and give you another problem, or can it just instantly almost like give you the next problem? So what I was thinking, Lindsay, since this is a mobile app, instead of having a button of next, if we could swipe probably the image.
Oh.
So that would be a JavaScript event that would then, I guess, communicate through AJAX or JSON to the database that would then say, okay, pull the next problem in for the app. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense to you or not, but oh, Lindsay's not here.
Can we do like pages? Oh, she's calling.
How is she calling us?
Oh, she can join in. Not to.
We're currently recording though.
Did she send the link or you send the link?
She did. This is funny.
So last week I missed you guys. I was in the call and nobody was there for like half an hour.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. And I was like, and then you guys like sent a video that says you guys already met, and I was like, huh?
I was there the whole time.
I was there.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Lindsay.
Sorry. I don't know what happened. Anyway.
So I was thinking about, instead of doing a swipe, can we do like underneath the banana, like maybe we already have the pages created, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then you just hit next to the next problem.
Yeah.
I mean
that's definitely the simplest.
Yeah, I don't think we should go crazy. Maybe just arrows.
Right. Yeah. At least so we have a working product.
Correct.
And then if we have some extra time and we feel like tinkering around with it. But
what's your thought? Sorry, will you back up for just a second?
Sorry, Lindsay, you were kicked out for a reason. I'm just kidding. No, we were talking about, how we were going to switch to the next problem.
Yes, okay.
Because that's what you were wondering. And so my thought process was using AJAX to sort of do an instant upload and using like a JavaScript event of after you answer the question, you can use a swipe action. And then it like instantly refreshes on the screen using AJAX. Chino has a better plan of attack as far as just creating separate pages and just using a next button. So let's just create like 5 different pages and just use a next button in order to go to the next problem for now.
That's sort of how my mind was thinking. I mean, I'm sure your way is like the right way, but that was the only way I could think of it too.
Right. So let's just do that because it's easiest, and that way we can have at least a working product or application. And then I was saying if there's extra time and if one of us is feeling adventurous, we can try to do it. If we can get it, fantastic. If not, then hey, it still works.
Yeah. I was thinking. Oh, go ahead, Chino.
was thinking maybe we just create it on a CSS that can frame it into a mobile size app, like a mobile screen, like the banana, like Lindsay did, size. That way, when you look at it on your phone, it's not technically an app, but it's a mobile link. It looks like an app on the phone.
Right.
Unless you are planning to really create an app.
Well, no, it's still going to be a mobile.
Yeah, mobile link, right?
Yeah. And I was just going to use the CSS to try and make it
Smaller.
Whatever screen you use, I guess. Whether it's
and then
better.
we can still have, like you had said something about we'll just make a score or something that will work off Ajax, right? So we'll still have all the topics covered, correct?
Yes. Well, that's local storage.
Well, wasn't there like two? I guess
But-
you wrote it down somewhere. I could look.
But I mean, I guess Ajax could also be the whether or not you're correct or not. So let's. No, never mind. We'll figure a way to fit it in.
Yes. Okay.
So 5 or 6 pages, maybe even 10 pages, and then at the end you can hit total, right, or something, and then give you the score. Is that?
Well, we were wanting the total to be like auto, just to happen.
Oh, okay. Populate.
Yeah.
So every time it'll update your score every time you choose an answer. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that will be JavaScript, right?
I think that's Ajax.
I thought that was local. Oh no, local storage is just what's saving it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything that's like instantly populated, and so that the page doesn't have to refresh is all I'm thinking. What can we do to make it so that we don't have to refresh the page? Is all that I'm thinking of for Ajax.
Okay,
I mean, your pages can still work because that next button can just be a simple JavaScript thing that says, take the content and switch it out with this, with the content of this page. But that's Ajax itself. That's it. Duh. Okay, so we basically create these HTML pages of the content, and we can take Ajax and say, send this page, the contents of this page, to this URL. Get URL, whatever the HTML directory is in our host, and then have it sent to that page. Wouldn't that work?
Yes, I think you're onto something there. At least it seems like it would work, and it would still be fairly simple.
And, okay. Sorry if I'm completely confusing you guys. So what are we going to do for this week? The plan for this week.
No fireworks.
What?
I don't think we have no fireworks.
We need Melissa. As far
Did she already build something already, or not yet?
She said she was going to share that with us.
Oh.
Lindsay, did you ever get whatever she's worked on before?
was pretty small. I don't think it was a lot. I think she shared it with Lindsay on an
What was
email.
that? Sorry, I couldn't hear, and then I lost my internet again. Say it. So
Mel-
Melissa shared what she had on the community, but
She
it
did?
wasn't. Yeah, but it like wasn't anything, which is why I was like, I'm just gonna mess around with this and see what I can come up with just to get a starting point. So,
Yeah.
she just had.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, so it wasn't what I was expecting, I guess. I thought, anyway, so that's why I was like, well, I'm just going to play with this and get something started so we at least have a jumping off point. Which I guess I technically did. I did, like, some of
A
the
majority of it.
thing.
Okay. So for this week, what we need to do is I think we need to come up with the content, the 10 pages.
10?
Or I guess the 10 questions. So that, and then somehow calculate a score.
Yes.
If you want, do you want me to do like a wireframe layout of
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
how we want it to look and operate, almost like a prototype?
Mm-hmm.
Does that?
But yeah, I mean, I think we need to show our planning. How is it planned out? Maybe the design and stuff, how it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
But Lindsay's ahead. She already created like almost like the first page or a sample page.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. I will work on on the wireframe for this app, web app, whatever.
If you guys want me to work on the GitHub thing, if you want to just share anything with me, I can load it up, and like by next week we should be able to do a demonstration how to pull down and show you how to do it. And that way.
Yeah. If you could probably record a tutorial for the group or something of how we would do that.
Sure.
And then Lindsay, you've already done quite a bit. The only thing that's missing from it is as far as like a score.
Right.
So
that's my next thought, is figure out how we want that to work.
So if we're gonna have 10 pages, let's just make each question 10 points.
Okay.
And then we just need somehow to record the score locally.
That's probably all I'm just gonna figure out how to make a working score. But I'll when I get home, I'll push what I have to GitHub, and then everybody can take it and do what they want with it. I don't know if that's helpful. Just you can make it look however you want. But that's my next goal, is figure out how to keep that score, how to score it. Because then really the last, like, going from page to page with the Ajax or whatever, like, that's really the last thing then, is it not?
That with CSS animations.
I was thinking about that, Adam. So as soon as you answer the question, the arrow should actually start lighting up or change color, tell you like to push to the next, and that's CSS animation.
Right.
If you want to get fancy. Right?
Say that again.
I said if we want to get fancy with it, we have the arrows pointing to the left to press. That way you go to the next page.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, and I mean, it will all be, I don't know if you saw on W3 Schools, it showed some JavaScript events with touch. or press or long press or swipe. I don't know. I want to experiment with that.
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Because my idea is you would take the picture and slide it either to the top or to the bottom of the screen. I'm thinking at least for a mobile phone, just because phones are mostly linear and tall.
Right. No, and I think you're right. My thought just in getting started was I was like, I want this to work on a computer before I try and do anything, like get it to work. But I think you have the right idea.
Okay.
For a mobile, yeah.
All right, so I'll do the wireframe. Gino, you'll take care of the GitHub. We'll make sure that we are communicating all on GitHub. That's, I guess, everyone's other assignment is get on GitHub as a class, so we all have access to the code, and then we'll try and get the scoring operating. So by next week, we'll have an idea of how we want to design it with the CSS, the layout, and how we want it to operate. And we'll just try and get it to work.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Works for me.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I have.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
thank you so much for making it happen.
Well, I mean, we only have, what is it?
3 teams strong.
2. We only have 2 weeks. Or 3.
Well, we had 3, and now we have 2.
I mean, technically 2, because that last week isn't like a real week in some classes. I don't know when the due date for this is, so.
Right. I haven't seen a hard deadline for it, so. Okay, well, let's try for 2, and then we could use that last week for any buffering last details.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thanks, Adam.
All right. Well, should we meet earlier next week or just